Hi, my name is Bruce Dorr, and I'm one of the staff scientists that works at Science North, and hockey season's upon us. And I want to use the opportunity to talk about concussions, all right? So before we go into what is a concussion, why that is happening with certain individuals, let's look at our head, okay? Let's look a bit about biology of our head. So here's a model of our skull, and our skull is made up of many different bones, and it is very, very hard. And it's hard to protect the soft stuff that's in underneath, which is our brains. Now, to give you an idea, our brains have the consistency of roughly jello, all right? So you need something hard to protect the ooey center that's in there. To give you an idea of another model that's very similar to our head, you can just think of an egg. An egg is just like a head. It's got that hard outer shell right there and a ooey gooey center inside, all right, which happens to be our brains. All right, so whenever we play a high impact sport such as hockey, what do? We wear a helmet. So I have a helmet right here. And hockey helmets are actually well designed, right? They're designed to protect your head against, let's say, a puck, or if you fall down onto the ice. But it is really made to protect against skull fractures. It is not made to protect against concussions. And most helmets have a disclaimer in the back describing that they don't really protect against all types of brain injuries. So you might think, wow, why doesn't my helmet protect me against a concussion? In order to show you this, what exactly happens inside your skull, I have a brain model right here. I made a brain model right here using gelatin, so it's got the consistency of jello, all right? And we're gonna see what happens when I hit the tray, okay? Let's take a look. So I don't know if you notice, it kind of wobbles a lot, it moves quite a lot, and you can just imagine if this is the inner surface of the skull, whenever you have a hit like that, that portion of the brain is hitting the inner portion of the skull, which could result in brain injury. Also, depending on the extent of the hit, what happens when you got this wobbling of this brain matter, you have some of the cells, the brain cells that will expand and contract, further causing brain injury. And depending on how hard you get hit and the angle, it can be pretty bad, all right? So helmets are good against skull fractures, and I want people to wear helmets whenever you play a sport, but keep in mind, they will not prevent against all types of brain injury, such as a concussion, just as what I've shown you. So it's really important that when we do play sport, we play a little bit smarter, and also that if you do get hit in your head and you're not feeling well, talk to somebody, go see somebody. Most people within about 4 to 6 weeks will recover on their own, but there are some people, depending on the type of injury they had, whether or not they've had concussions before and things like that, it may take a bit longer and they might need to see a specialist, all right? So keep in mind, helmets are there to protect against skull injuries, but not necessarily against concussions. We just need to play a little bit smarter, and if we do get hurt, we need to talk to somebody as soon as possible.